reason is, Levisha Neigin Lishtachavais, Velipol Alaponim, Bishas Avayda Zechel Amigdash, Ubumokum Shakaka Merutz of Avonim, also Lishtachavais came. It's called an Evan Maskis. So, August heightened the shuls were stone floors.
Today also.
Today you have the wooden floor. But if you have to a marble floor, so this then applies over here. In the base of Mikdash, that's why they the stone floor. The guy went barefoot. That's one of the reasons why they had an ibiyah was because of the cold weather. So the Kayan had to go barefoot, or Kayan had to go to the mikveh. ובמוקם שהקרקע מרוץ ובעוונם אוסר להשתחווה בו. ואפילו במוקם שאינם מרוצף, יש כסס איסה. על כן, therefore שייטחן הסובים, they spread out grass. Today people put a piece of paper because they don't want to dirty their pants. That's a different thing. Or they want to cut the latest news when they do kaidim, you know. ואם אין שם הסובים, יפסק בתליסי בדבראחה. So remember, it's not on the stone itself. Zeman Tfilas Nila. The time of davening Nila, hu keshachama hi b'reish ha'ilonus. That means when the sun is beginning to set. Kidei sheyashem oiso im tzeisak achavim. Not to drag it later, because by dragging it later, the people are fasting. Sometimes it gets dragged into the night already. So we vowed that the night is, so it's after Yom Kippur already. ושאין הדין מסתלק עד שיגמרו ישראל אסתריים למטה. That the actual completion of the Yom Adin is when the Yidden finish their Seder, that what they have to do.
After us, it's still California. They're also still finishing.
Yeah, every place. The Chiddush is, this is a big Chiddush, because when you gave it to Pesach, when it comes Achan Shel Pesach, so as soon as it says Sekachovim, the Rebbe Paskins you could eat chametz, even though you didn't have a mitav yet. And over here he's saying that the din, the weights for us. So you see a difference of it between Yom Kippur and Pesach. V'acharuz, the song, like the hymn, Hayom Yifna. Now you can say Hayom Yifna means that the day is going to finish, but the day finished already. So what are you saying Hayom Yifna? So he says, "Im yotzak achavim lo yemakain mishum dehavi davish karim." It looks like you're saying something that isn't correct. Elayem hayom pono. You should adjust it to say hayom pono. Hashemesh ba upono. Shliach hatziba oim bebiras kahanim v'sim shalom. Avapi Shehu Laila. The din is normally we don't say we say by Atay Shimcha no Haidas, because the Kahanim didn't duchen in the time of the Beis HaMikdash. We said shikras, because the din is that someone that's shikr is not allowed to duchen. But on a tonus, we do say the Birchas Kahanim in Mincha, and over here not only we say it in Mincha is early yet, but even in Nila, so the Chazan says Birchas Kahanim, because in the Beis Hamikdash they duchened we duchen one time a day, but Yesh Ravato Haminig Shahanachi Madlik Nedes L'tzayrak Amiras Hapiyutim B'Ne'ilah. The problem was, on August 2nd, they didn't have electricity like we had now. So when it came dark, normally people went to sleep when it was dark. But over here, so the Goyim would come and put on candles, and they davened by candlelight. So he says, Yesh Ravato Haminig Sha'anochi Madlik Nedes L'tzayrak Amiras Hapiyutim B'Ne'ilah El HaNedes Hadokim Yefrazim B'chol Beis HaKnesses D'zeh Havi Shvus T'Shvus. In other words, he's saying that when it came during the day, they really didn't need candles, because during the day there was light from the day. But there's all the candles that were lit for the Neshama Licht, so there's plenty of candles, but all those candles are in one corner of the shul. So he says you're allowed to take those candles and
Spread them around in the shul, and b'meili you'll have light. And he said the heter is because it's a shvus to shvus. That means that this is. Normally we have a card that a middle hakam shvus, but over here it's a shara. The guy really is not doing anything. It's muktzah just. The candles are muktzah, so it's a shvus to shvus. It's the muktzah of the candles. So the guy should move them around.
So the muktzah of the candles, and the guy doing it. So we have a klal that shvus to shvus b'mokam mitzvah is mutar on Shabbos. So that's why it says that Nedes Hadokim, the candles that are lit, those Yosef lit that you have in the shul, you fazer them b'chol Beis HaKnesses, spread them out throughout the shul. D'zeh havi shvus to shvus. V'acha tfilas ne'ilah, after ne'ilah, afilu chal b'Shabbos, even if in Kippur came out on Shabbos, the gomru b'yayim, and they ended davening early. Before we were talking about we ended davening late. Now we're talking we ended davening early. Mikol makam, ayim mavina makenu, but because normally we don't say avina makenu, but by ne'ilah we say avina makenu. But ayim shema yisrael pam echas, ubaru shem kvar mechusayim sholesh ba'amim, and Hashem hu Elokim sheva ba'amim, and this is all, the purpose of all this is gelavais es hashchina, to begleiten, to send off the Shechina. Shemes ala l'mayra mishiva rekiyim. The Shechina has its place above the shiva rekiyim. The Gemara Chagiga talks about the different rekiyim and what the purpose of each one of the kiyim. Incidentally, there's a famous vault. One of the in Chagiga, one of the kiyim, I don't remember the number of it, but one of the kiyim is called Vilun. Vilun means like a curtain. So, and they state in the Gemara that each kiyah had a purpose. One of the kiyah is Teichen Muslim with Tzadikim. They had a purpose. And the Gemara says the Lashon. It's a Lashon Gemara in Chagiga. I think it's Daf Yud Beis or Yud Gimel, someplace around that Daf. Which says Vilun Eina Mishamish Klum. The Vilun didn't serve any purpose. There was a Rekiah called Vilun. It didn't serve any purpose. So Hasidim used to teach Vilun Eina Mishamish Klum. Vilun, like I wanted to do this. I gewollt and das. You know. Ton is something of a, just Vilun serves no purpose. V'ayme shliach tziva kadosh shalom benigin shel simcha,
say the niggin is not so simchadik on Yom Kippur, but over here it's already everything worked out well, so to say. So you stop it, you finish it with a niggin shel simcha. V'achakach teiken tkiya achas, and then they have one tekiya. V'hu siman l'silk hashchina. It's a siman that the Shechina has departed. Up to its place. Just like by Matan Taita, when the Eibishter finished giving the divid, steht dort over there that they blew shofar, and that was a siman that the Eibishter left Har Sinai. Also, Hashchina Nema B'mshaycha Yovel, and V'nema Ola Elakim B'Sruah. The Eibishter goes up, or went up, with the Sruah, that means the Tkiyah. V'gam hu zek l'Tkiyas Yom Kippurim b'Yovel. On Yovel, once in 50 years, on Yom Kippur, they blew shofar. And that was a siman for the dinim of Yovel. L'mashal, the din is that an Eved that became a nirsa, that after 6 years he says, "Hafti sadayni asishti." So then is v'ratza adayna v'avodah v'aylam, and v'aylam means a mishal Yovel. So the avodim got free. Also, that there are certain fields that came back to the original Barabos in Yovel. So that was the siman that you have to do these things. With kaya, and you could even blow shofar. Usually we want to know if it's night or not, so we look if there's 3 stars. If there's 3 stars, there's siman that it's night. So now if you don't see the 3 stars, so it's not night yet. It says the kachavim yet. So he said, but you could blow the shofar even if layotz kachavim. Elishu ben hashmoshes, afilu Shabbos, even in Shabbos, afilu avo be'od yom ein l'tkaya. During the day, in other words, ben hashmoshes, you're already allowed to do it, but not during the day. Now, in most shuls, of course, they're very careful to blow after the zman. If the zman this year is going to be very early, it's about 10 minutes after 7, according to some opinions. So you don't want to blow earlier, because in many shuls, there's people that come to shul, they come in the morning to Yiska, and then they know they got to come to Nila. They know, and as soon as you blow the shofar, the shul empties out. They don't stay till after the zman. So that's why you have to. Well, they had to blow the shofar a little earlier, because the Gemara says that kiyas shofar is chochma ve'eina malacha. Kiyas shofar is not considered a malacha. It's chochma, it's a skill, but it's not a malacha. So as a malacha, you're not allowed to do on Yom Kippur, or you're not allowed to do on Shabbos. But it's chochma ve'eina malacha. That's why you're allowed to do it even a little earlier. He said, "Avo boy yom ein l'tkaya, v'achat kiyah, oimim shorish b'omim, v'shon habo b'Yerushalayim." I once saw there was a famous psychiatrist. His name was Dr. Twersky. He was in Pittsburgh. He was the head doctor in 2 Goyish hospitals in Pittsburgh. He made a lot of svarim. There was a mishpacha in Pittsburgh. He was very close with Lubavitch there, and at one time he was the president of the yeshiva.
of the Babich Yeshiva in Pittsburgh, and his
He's
children.
Avram Tursky?
Huh?
Avram Tursky is different.
Avram Zusha, I think his name was.
Yeah.
He lived in
Maybe he
Pittsburgh.
moved in Muncie.
That was later. He remarried. His wife passed away, and he remarried, and he moved. He made a number of Svarim, and he made also Haggadah. So once someone gave me his Haggadah, it was a small Haggadah, but some interesting things. He would twist everything like a psychiatrist, how it had to do with his field, so to say. But by Roshana Bob Yerushalayim, he had a vault, a story over there. And the same story applies to Yom Kippur. You just have to twist the story a little bit. He tells a story that there was once a guy that was invited to a Seder. People have friends, come, you'll see, And the guy was very impressed with everything that happened. And at the end, the Seder, so our minig is we pour back the kosher yo, and then after that, get me a geshay Shana Bob Yerushalayim. So the guy says to him, what are you screaming? Why over here you're screaming so loud? Shana Bob Yerushalayim. So he begins to explain to him that there was a Yerushalayim and there was a Beis HaMikdash, and it became Chorev, and we prayed at the Shana Bob Yerushalayim. Okay, the guy bought it. He accepted it. The next year, he invited the guy again, and again, it comes the end of the Seder, goes to pouring back the kosher yo, and get the geshay, heicham and call, Shana Bob Yerushalayim. So the guy says to him, you said that last year already. What happened? So the Yiddish give on for Hashem, and he turns around and says, Rebbeinu Shalom, I'm ashamed of the guy that I have to say this again. Please do it that I shouldn't have to shame for the guy and give us back Yerushalayim. V'achas esek achavim, mispalim ma'irav. V'yesh aham et shriat tzibah hogan, v'yispalo benachas ubekavonah. It says that because normally the one that davens ma'irav, before you have a chance even to finish the 9th kapitel Tillim, he's already finished with ma'irav. You begin to wonder, you daven such kavona and slow and everything, and that ma'irav, you just rush it through. So he says that yesh lahamed shriat tziva hogan v'yispalu benachas ubekavona v'yesh rigar. You should scream by those who rush it off, grab it off, so to say. Just like because you have to make Havdalah. If Matzah Yantif, we say Atachan Antonu. So here also say Atachan Antonu. And Im Chal B'Shabbos, if it came out in Shabbos, if Yom Kippur was Shabbos, I'm V'yitalcha, which there's different minhagim. Some say it in shul. We say it after the Havdalah. Why? Because you're going into Sukkot. If Yom Kippur was on Shabbos, so Sukkot will be on Thursday. So if there's a yontif during the week, you don't say V'yinayim because you don't have a full week of work. Hatfilah mekachin es halavana, because the minig is that you have to be besimcha when you mekadesh lavana, and Kippur went through and everything was okay, so it was besimcha. Upaiktim ish Yisrael besimcha, and everyone wishes his chava. The type of verb, can I be yontif? You say good yontif or good yor. Okay. Now he says, "B'havdalah shel mitzvah yom kippurim." By havdalah, by mitzvah yom kippur, normally by a mitzvah yontif,
we don't use candles, and we don't use besomim. But b'avdola shel mitzvah Yom Kippur, even if it was during the week, so maybe we don't. Sichon levarach davka al ner Shabbos. You have to have a candle that rested the whole Shabbos. V'loy al ner sheitziu atam min avonim u'kedaimen. Not where a candle, a mullah used to make light by rubbing two stones. The same as today when you rub a match. So you rub the match. V'loy b'ma shehidlik mimenu. V'amufcha, the best thing is lahadlik ner echad min haner shehidlik esmo b'beisay ulevarech al shneim. You haven't, how we said before that they light a candle, a yotzat licht or a mishpacha licht. So take the candle, light the candle from that, and mele it has to be a vuka by the eish. So you put the two of them together, and b'mele you'll have an avuka. If he doesn't have a candle to take it from, is Yavi Esaner Hadaylik Mi Beis HaKnesses. In the shul, there's a lot of Yotzei licht on a Shama licht. Take one of those home with you. Ulahadlik Oid Echad Mizeh Haner Ulevarech Aleim B'Shas Chak. That you don't have any of these solutions is Mevochim al haner shehidlik miner shanochi oy mei ha'or she'etzia me'avonim u'kedayim. Now, we once used to have another solution. What was the other solution? I'll soon explain why you say once. A Morgenzeiten, every home had a gas oven, and the gas oven had a pilot. So the pilot is a ner Shabbos because it's burning the whole time. Today, they don't have a pilot. It's an automatic ignition that when you're turning the gas on, so there are two little stones that are rubbing together, and and that creates the fire. So that would be the other thing. What he said, that not on a fire that he got from rubbing stones together, but if you have a pilot, and then you don't have to light it from the pilot. You could turn on the gas, and it brings the fire from the pilot into the burner.
Right.
So maybe you have a national Shabbos.
Why does it have to be in there Shabbos altogether again?
Huh?
Why does it have to be in there Shabbos?
Doesn't say what it says.
Because it didn't do any malacha on
So if you light it after also, they do
don't remember exactly, but
it.
the aim is hinei keli shuasi. This is not our minig. Our minig is that Havdalah is said hinei keli shuasi. It's Pesukei Simcha. Al mavochem al hakais al haner v'al mavdil v'aim mavochem al hapsamim. Why Ayin Vorach Absamim? Because the whole Inyan Absamim has to do with the Neshama Yeseda. Shabbos, there's a Neshama Yeseda. And so when the Mitzvah Shabbos, the Neshama Yeseda departs. So there's a sadness. So in order to relieve the person from the sadness, you smell is a ruchni, is like a tainig. So that's how you relieve the person. The Emoye Shabbos is Mavochim Gam al Absamim Gam Maschilum Hine Keli Shuasi Kamay B'Sham Etzoy Shabbos.
If it was those people who don't say it on the other minute, But not Shabbos they do.
Okay. Oichen v'shaisin usmeichen b'matzor Yom Kippur. The Isa b'medish, Matzor Yom Kippur baskol yotzes v'meres. There's a baskol, we don't hear it, but the Gemara says, that there's a person, Mazraya means that every person has a malach that protects him. So maybe he doesn't hear it, but the mazal hears it. Echol b'simcha lachmecha, we should say, b'leiv toy yenecha, ki kvar otzo kim es masecha. Amadaktikim b'mitzvos, maschilim b'yad b'mitzvah Yom Kippur, v'siyas ha'sukkah, v'kayim yech u'mechayim v'cholim, and that's why by 770 the Rebbe Sukkah is always put up the night of Mitzvah Yom Kippur. It's a chazak of the Zerkins that do it, and right away after Yom Kippur they get together and they put it up. B'yayim shala'acha Yom Kippurim, the day after Yom Kippur, noigin lahashkim l'beis haknesses. The minhag is to get up early to shul. Why is it the minhag to get up early to shul? Because it shouldn't look that, yesterday you were very frum, and today you're already
Giving it all up.
Giving it all up, so to say. Nothing was, no effect affected you. And the minhag is also that the day after Yom Kippur is called God's Tog. That's what's called God's Tog. Why is it called God's Tog? So I think the Rebbe in the Mazel writes up a Hezbollah Pikabol, which I don't know how to explain it, but the simple shot is because till now we said Hamelech HaKadosh, and now we say Hakel HaKadosh. So we're going back. Hamelech is the king, and Hakel is God. So Melech, that's why it's called God's Tog, because you're going back to Hakel HaKadosh. Ubiyomim shebein Yom Kippurim l'Sukkos, the few days in between, ein mesadim afilu tainas yotzet, ve'ein oimrim tachton, u'pi shehein yemei simcha. Actually, it's not only just that we don't say tachton those days, but from those days on till the end of Chodesh Tishrei, we don't say tachton. And the reason is because you have those days in between, which you didn't say tachton, and then you have the yontav of Sukkos, Shmini Atzeres, and Simchas Torah, and there's just remaining another few days. So we found that the Roiv of the month was without tachton, so you skip it already for the rest of the remainder of the month. And ve'eina mitachton, and he says the reason for shehein yemei simcha, shehayim mechancha behem as hamizbeach b'mei shloima. The Beis Hamikdash b'mei shloima, he made a simcha for 14 days, and the 14 days included Yom Kippur also. So from Yom Kippur on till afterwards, was a yontif.
That year they ate on Yom Kippur.
Huh?
They ate on Yom Kippur.
Right, I'm saying there was a. V'gam anachnu oiskim b'mitzvos. We're involved in mitzvahs. L'moshel, he says, binyan sukkah v'achonas esek ushar haminim v'kaved adayin ha'adayim v'kadesh yisrael v'azmanim. Okay.